aspect, that is how we will examine the first cranial nerve. Then we'll go on to the theoretical part where we'll be covering that olfactory tract. And then finally, we'll be talking about the applied aspect. So now first coming on to the examination of first cranial nerve. It's okay. So usually this first cranial nerve is never tested separately. Usually whenever you're testing for it, it is as a part of your whole central nervous system examination or your whole cranial nerve examination. But you will specifically test for first cranial nerve when the person gives a history that they are feeling some slight change in their sense of smell or sense of taste, right? अगर किसी का हिस्ट्री होगा कि he feels कि हाँ उसे थोड़ा कम स्मेल्स कम पता चल रही है, then will be the time you will be testing for it. So coming on to the procedure, basically before testing you should ensure that the nasal passages are clear. That is that the person is not suffering from common cold or some cold, right? अगर stuffy nose होगा तो obviously उसका sense of smell कम होगा. So you should ensure that the nasal passages are clear. And then you ask the subject to close his or her eyes and occlude one nostril. And then you'll ask them to smell certain familiar objects and to identify or distinguish the odor. And now you'll repeat the same step, above step in the other nostril. So you should make sure first of all कि eyes बंद होनी चाहिए. दूसरा एक टाइम पे एक nostril check होगी हमेशा. So if you see this video, first look at this that the person is standing on the right side of the patient. So this is very important. Whenever you're presenting your case or कभी भी examine करते हो, so make sure that you are standing on the right side of the patient. वैसे it's supposed to be कौन सा hand तुम्हारा dominant है. Usually most of us are right-handed people, right? So हम हमेशा right side पे खड़े. If you're left-handed, then you will be standing on the left side of the patient. Otherwise, for everyone, generalized rule is that you have to stand on the right side of the patient. So this is what I'm checking. Then ask. So अभी क्या हुआ है? The person, that examiner has asked the subject to close her eyes and to occlude one nostril. तो ऐसे. And now he is bringing that odorant near her nostril. Basically what he did was उसने जब आंखें बंद की और एक nostril occlude किया, he brought an odorant जो उस bottle में था to near to her other nostril, that open वाला nostril, and he asked her to identify. पहले तो ये पूछा कि स्मेल आ रही है कि नहीं and क्या है. Like coffee, usually the odorant we use is either your vanilla, your cloves या peppermint या फिर asafoetida, ठीक है, या कॉफी का स्मेल. तो we have to ask the subject to identify this. And similarly, now we'll conduct the same experiment on the other nostril. And again, they have asked to identify. So I'll repeat this video. Please watch कि कैसे करते हैं, right? So this is how you conduct this experiment. Now, Now the thing to note is you don't use any irritating substance like ammonia or ammonium chloride. Because what it will do is when you use an irritating substance, it will stimulate your trigeminal nerve, जो पूरा nasal mucosa होता है, right? उसका sensory supplies to trigeminal nerve, and here we want to check for first renal. So we will avoid using substances like ammonium chloride because they will stimulate your trigeminal reflex. Sorry, trigeminal nerve, and we don't want that. So usually आपके अगर practical point of view से what happens in the lab is you don't have to bring any odorant. आपको lab staff भी provide करता है. In case you are asked to examine the sense of smell or olfaction of first renal nerve, so usually you are provided with 3 bottles of odorant. One can be peppermint, other can be your asafoetida, that is your heat, and third will be your ammonia वाला कुछ भी ammonium chloride या ammonia वाला. So basically they keep 3 things. तो they ask you कि कैसे एग्जामिन करोगे, तो you should remember कि आंखें बंद होनी चाहिए आपकी. पहली चीज तो आपको राइट साइड पे खड़े होना है, एंड इफ यू लेफ्ट हैंडेड तो लेफ्ट साइड पे, एंड यू आस्क योर सब्जेक्ट टू क्लोज देयर आईज, एंड एक नॉस्ट्रल क्लोज करनी, एक टाइम पे एक नॉस्ट्रल चेक होगी, फिर दूसरी नॉस्ट्रल चेक होगी, एंड एंड यू हैव टू पॉइंट आउट आपको ये अमोनिया वाला सोल्यूशन है, वी डोंट हैव टू यूज दैट, वी डोंट यूज दैट, यू हैव टू पॉइंट इट आउट, तभी वो वहां पे रखा जाता है. ओके, तो मेक श्योर यू डोंट क्रिएट दैट ब्लंडर कि तुम अमोनिया वाला से चेक कर लो. यू विल यूज दैट पेपरमेंट या एसोफेटिडा या जो सा भी है, यू चेक फॉर विद दोस, but you will never check with ammonium chloride. And if they ask the reason, that is because it stimulates the trigeminal, and we don't want that. Yeah, I guess there is some network issue. Is it same for everyone? Am I not audible? Like, is the voice breaking for everyone? I guess I'm having network issues. Let me check my connection again. We'll start in few minutes. Hello? Is it fine now or is it still breaking? Is my voice still breaking? So I'm audible, right? In case I'm not audible, no ma'am hasn't. Okay, in case I'm not audible, if these issues occur again, so message me in the group, okay? And for the questions, keep it in this webinar wala forum only. But for these things, ki voice is not clear or the slide is not appearing or whatever, please message us in the group. So uh, let's summarize what we will do in your examination of the first criminal. Basically, you will stand on the right side of the patient, okay? And if you're left-handed, so you'll stand on the left side of the patient. And other thing, you ask the subject to close their eyes and close one nostril. You will check one nostril at a time. Just take a look at this video again. Now I've asked you to close your eyes and not close. So that's how you check for your first cranial nerve. And the odorant we usually use are non-irritating. We use something like coffee beans, odor of coffee, vanilla, peppermint, asafoetida, or clove, right? And the thing I said was कि in your practical examination, if you get the examination of first cranial nerve, so usually the lab staff provides you with the odorant. You don't have to bring anything. So usually you get three of them. Either it can be peppermint, or asafoetida, that is your rule. And the third thing what they will keep is your ammonium chloride, या फिर ammonia का solution. So that is kept just to confuse you. So you have to point out over there that we don't use ammonium chloride or ammonia wala solution because it is an irritating substance and it will stimulate your trigeminal nerve. Basically, your whole of your nasal mucosa, उसका जो sensory supply होता है, it is to your trigeminal nerve. So here we are checking for olfactory nerve. Na? So we don't want to stimulate trigeminal nerve. That is why we avoid these irritants. Okay, I hope this is clear now, and I hope my voice is not breaking. So now moving on to the theoretical aspect. So are there anything called as primary sensations of in taste? You know that there are five primary tastes. You have salt, uh, salty, sweet, bitter, sour, and your umami taste, right? But in odor, initially they had this classification where, on the basis of psychological studies, they said that there are seven types of primary odors. There is camphoraceous, musky, floral, pepperminty, ethereal, pungent, and putrid. But in recent years, studies have suggested that more than 100 primary odors exist. So this classification has kind of become redundant now. So as we had for taste, we also have a odor detection threshold. Threshold is basically your lowest concentration of a chemical that can be detected. So obviously it will be different for different odors. Some of the odors are they have a very low detection threshold, right? That is your this kerosene, acetic acid. It is easily and some uh, substances or molecules are basically your odorless. That is उनका जो odor detection threshold होता है it is so high कि usually उनका concentration जो है उससे कम होता है right? Like carbon का जो lethal concentration है uh, उसका जो odor detection threshold है it is more than the lethal concentration so we presume it to be odorless right? Similarly, जैसे this odor detection threshold, it is also different for different individuals. हर individual की sensitivity for any odor is different, right? There's an chemical known as ethyl mercaptan. It is added to the natural gas to give it an odor. जैसे कि आपका LPG सिलेंडर है, right? या कोई भी natural gas अगर कभी भी लीक होता है तो यू कैन आइडेंटिफाई द ना कि अरे गैस लीक हो रहा है तो वो जो स्मेल आती है, that is because of ethyl mercaptan. This is the substance which has a very low odor detection threshold. तो थोड़ा सा भी अगर इसका मॉलिक्यूल प्रेजेंट होगा तो स्मेल आ जाएगी. That is to prevent obviously pipeline leakage. कि कहीं भी पाइपलाइन लीकेज हो तो जल्दी पता चले. Because your natural gases like this LPG or propane wala, they don't have any odor of themselves, right? So that's why we have to add a substance like this. Now how do we smell? जैसे कि आपका हर सेंसेशन के साथ होता है, we need a receptor, right? And we need a receptor cell. So the receptor here are your chemoreceptors, which are known as your odorant receptors, right? And the receptor cells on which these odorant receptors are present are known as your olfactory sensory neurons or your olfactory receptor cells. If you see in this diagram, these are your olfactory sensory neurons या फिर olfactory receptor cells. And इनके जो ये cilia है, उसमें आपके odorant receptors present होते हैं. And these olfactory sensory neurons, they are present in this area. This is known as olfactory mucosa या फिर olfactory epithelium. And this olfactory epithelium, as you can see, this is the sagittal, right? It is present at the roof of your nasal cavity, high up in your nasal cavity. So if we take a look into the olfactory epithelium, first the location is the roof of your nasal cavity near the nasal septum. And basically, if you see in this diagram, it has three types of cells. This part is your mucosal part, the nasal cavity wala part. So this is your olfactory receptor cell. Okay, as you can see, this is a kind of bipolar neuron. Okay, it has two poles. One is a dendrite, other is an axon. So this dendrite, it is towards the mucous and it will terminate in a knob which contains your cilia. Around 6 to 12 cilia are present over there, and these are non-motile cilia. Okay, dendrite. Second, right, olfactory receptor cells का dendritic end में usually तुम्हारे cilia present, and these cilia are the ones who are containing your odor receptors. While जो दूसरा end है, opposite end है of these receptor cells, it gives an axon, and this axon is passing through this cribriform plate of your ethmoid bone and going towards the olfactory bulb. Okay, so this is your olfactory receptor cells या फिर olfactory sensory neuron. Besides that, we also have these cells. These are your supporting cells, right? They their main function is that they produce mucus. Okay. And then the third type of cell is basal stem cells. Stem cells are so basically they are the source of your new receptor cells. If we talk about the lifespan of the olfactory receptor cells, so they keep on getting dying and getting degenerated in a cycle of 4 to 8 weeks. Around 60 days the cycle right there. So the source is your basal stem cells for the new receptor cells. Okay. Mucus जो होता है, it is produced by the supporting cells, and इसके सिवा there are some Bowman glands. Okay. There are some glands also present. Usually they are named Bowman, BOWMAN. Okay. They also help in producing mucus. So this is your olfactory epithelium, diagram of olfactory epithelium. Its location is high up in your nasal cavity, basically on the roof of your nasal cavity near the septum, and it comprises of three types of cells. There is olfactory receptor cell, there is basal stem cells, and there are supporting cells. And the lifespan of your olfactory receptor cells is around 4 to 8 weeks. That is around 60 days. Now, how is olfactory transaction happening? See, obviously these are chemical senses, right? And our brain understands the language of action potentials. So these chemical signals or stimuli are being converted into your electrical signals. So how is it occurring? First of all, what happens is, one thing to note is that our olfactory system, it can identify like many types of like thousands of, and that is because we have more than 1000 types of your odor receptors. We have different types of odor receptors. Because of that, we can identify different types of proteins, right? But all of these odorant receptors, even though structurally they might be different from each other, right? They might have a different amino acid sequence, they might be different, but they all work via same principle. All of them have the same mechanism of action. All of them are G protein coupled receptors and they work via second messenger system. Okay. So I think your endocrine hasn't started, but initial chapters, I don't know if you have any idea of G protein coupled receptors or not. So I'll just explain it in brief. Basically, G protein coupled receptors, if you see in this diagram, this is your cell membrane. This is the extracellular part, and this is your cytoplasm. Okay. So these G protein coupled receptors are basically your transmembrane receptors. Okay. Cell membrane में present होते हैं and सेल मेम्ब्रेन में प्रेजेंट होते हैं और दूसरी चीज is the voice still not audible? Hello. Hello, is it still not audible? Is it still not clear? Hello. Hello. Is it okay now? So should I start from this slide or should I start from like how do we smell? Which part should I start from? From this, just present. Should I start from olfactory epithelium? Okay, like okay. Just tell me from slide number 4 or 5. Just write slide number 4 or 5. कौन से पार्ट से स्टार्ट करें? Okay. Okay. Now we'll start from 5. Okay. Okay, from 4. चलो ठीक है. We'll start again. ठीक है. Okay. Now stop messaging. Okay, I'll start from this slide only. I hope everything is clear. Okay. So how do we smell? Basically, as is with other receptors and everything. ठीक है. हर सेंसेशन के लिए यू नीड अ रिसेप्टर राइट टू किसी भी स्टिमुलाई को जानने के लिए वी नीड अ रिसेप्टर सो हियर the receptors we have are named odorant receptors and these are type of chemoreceptors because all these odorants जो odor containing molecules है these are your kind of chemical senses right so that's why these odorant receptors are your type of chemoreceptors and these odorant receptors the cell in which they are present, that is your receptor cell for olfaction, it is your olfactory sensory neuron or olfactory receptor cells. See, and these olfactory sensory neurons, these are present on your olfactory epithelium or olfactory mucosa. If you see the sagittal view, okay, if you see the sagittal view, so we can see that this epithelium this olfactory epithelium, it is present at the roof of the nasal cavity. Okay. And if we talk about this olfactory epithelium, first location is the roof of the nasal cavity near the septum, and it contains 3 types of cells. First is your olfactory receptor cell. This is also known as your olfactory sensory neurons. Okay. So if you look into this diagram, this is the cell body, right? It is giving two processes. One is your dendrite, other is your axon. So it is a type of your bipolar neuron. ठीक है, दो poles है, bipolar neuron. So one pole which is towards this mucus, that is your nasal cavity, it is the dendrite, and it will terminate in a knob, ठीक है, which has these cilias. These cilias are non-motile. Usually 6 to 12 non-motile cilias are there, 6 to 12. And these cilias are the ones which have the odorant receptor. And on the opposite end, from the opposite end of these receptor cells, it will give out a axon. And this axon is passing through this cribriform plate of your ethmoid bone and going to the olfactory bulb. Okay. So I hope this is clear. We have an olfactory receptor cell. It is a type of bipolar neuron. ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी bipolar neurons present होते हैं. एक process is a dendritic process, जिसके एक end पे cilias are there, जिसमें आपका olfactory receptors है, and दूसरा end is the axon, basically, which is piercing through the cribriform, passing through the cribriform plate and going towards the olfactory bulb. And ये जो सारे axons होते हैं, these are your olfactory nerve fibers. ठीक है, this is your cranial nerve one. So axons of the olfactory receptor cells मिलके are these are the olfactory nerve fibers, मिलके they form the olfactory nerve. ठीक है. Now, besides these olfactory receptor cells, we have these supporting cells. ठीक है, इनका काम क्या होता है? Basically, they produce mucus. जहाँ पे mucus layer है, it is being produced by your supporting cells, and besides that the mucus is also produced by some glands over here. यहाँ पे कुछ कुछ glands होते हैं जिनका नाम होता है Bowman glands, BOWMAN. So they also help in that, right? Now, besides that, the third type of cells we have are your basal stem cells. Stem cells है, तो obviously they are the source of new receptor cells. So the lifespan of your olfactory receptor cells is your 4 to 8 weeks, around 60 days का. They die, they regenerate, पूरा इनका cycle चलता रहता है. And the source is your basal stem cells. Now coming on to the olfactory transduction. See, all these odorants, these are your chemicals, right? So they are your chemical stimuli. And our brain understands the language of action potential. So these chemical stimuli have to be converted into these electrical signals. So that occurs through your odorant receptors. Now the thing to note is that our olfactory system, it can identify like thousands of odors, right? And that is because we have thousands of receptors. We have more than 1,000 type of odorant receptors. So, but all of these odorant receptors, ठीक है, जो सारे odorant receptors है, they work via the same mechanism. All of them are G protein coupled receptors, and they work via the same second messenger system. See, I don't know if you know about G protein coupled receptors, but I'll just cover it over here. Okay. As you can see, this is the cell membrane, right? This is the extracellular part, and this is your cytoplasm wala part. So the receptor over here, ये कहाँ पे present हुआ? ये cell membrane में present हुआ, right? So this is a transmembrane cell protein, receptor, transmembrane receptor. And this G protein coupled receptors इसको क्यों कहते हैं? Because ये receptors जो है, they act or they bring about their effects with the help of these proteins, which are known as G proteins. Because so they are coupled together. So this G protein basically it stands for guanosine triphosphate binding protein. That is your GTP binding protein. Okay, guanosine triphosphate binding protein, that is your GTP binding protein. So this is your G protein. As you can see in this diagram, it is a heterotrimeric structure. Heterotrimeric. इसके तीन सब यूनिट है और तीनों सब यूनिट अलग है. We have an alpha subunit, a beta subunit, and gamma subunit. And if we see if this receptor and this whole G protein is inactive, तो alpha subunit से GDP bind रहता है. That is your guanosine diphosphate. So what happens is if some hormones, or in this case an odorant, comes to bind to this G protein coupled receptor, okay, so what will happen is, first of all, this, it will cause a conformational change, okay. This GDP which was binded over here, it gets exchanged by GTP, GDP की जगह GTP bind हो जाता है, ठीक है। और दूसरी चीज क्या होती है, दिस अल्फा सब यूनिट इट डिसोशिएट्स, ठीक है। ये अल्फा सब यूनिट जो है अपने गामा और बीटा सब यूनिट से अलग हो जाता है और किसी और टारगेट प्रोटीन को बाइंड करता है, एंड जब भी किसी और टारगेट प्रोटीन को बाइंड करता है तो जाके इफेक्ट आता है। तो दिस इज व्हाट इट इज अबाउट जी प्रोटीन कपल रिसेप्टर। अब यहाँ पे क्या होता है, व्हेन दिस odorant, ठीक है, सेम मैकेनिज्म, इट इज अ जी प्रोटीन कपल रिसेप्टर, दिस इज अ जी प्रोटीन, बस थोड़ा डायग्राम अलग है, ठीक है, बिकॉज बुक अलग है। एंड वहां पे हमने बात की थी some दूसरे प्रोटीन की, राइट, इंट्रासेलुलर। सो देयर इज दिस प्रोटीन, दिस एंजाइम, दिस इज नोन एज योर एडेनाइल साइक्लेस, ठीक है। दिस द सेकंड मैसेंजर सिस्टम व्हिच आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट, ठीक है, अलग अलग टाइप के होते हैं। यहाँ पे इट इज योर एडेनाइल साइक्लेस साइक्लिक एएमपी मैकेनिज्म, ठीक है, एडेनाइल साइक्लेस साइक्लिक एएमपी सेकेंड मैसेंजर सिस्टम, इसके थ्रू एक्ट करता है। व्हाट हैपेंस इज, ओडोरेंट अपने रिसेप्टर से बाइंड हुआ, ओडोरेंट रिसेप्टर से, ठीक है, एंड जब ये बाइंड होता है, सो व्हाट हैपेंस आपका, प्लीज जस्ट नोट, बाद में एक फ्लो चार्ट है, यू कैन नोट डाउन फ्रॉम दैट, अभी बस ये डायग्राम देख लो, ठीक है। जब ये बाइंड हुआ तो ये जीडीपी जो है अल्फा सब यूनिट का, यहाँ पे गलत लिखा हुआ है, इट गेट्स एक्सचेंज बाय जीटीपी, ठीक है। जीटीपी और जब ये एक्सचेंज होगा जीटीपी का, तब ये अल्फा सब यूनिट सेपरेट हो जाएगा और जाके एडेनाइल साइक्लेस से को एक्टिवेट करेगा बेसिकली। और जब ये एडेनाइल साइक्लेस एक्टिवेट होगा, व्हाट इट डज, इट इज एन एंजाइम व्हिच कन्वर्ट्स योर इंट्रासेलुलर एटीपी इनटू योर साइक्लिक एएमपी, ठीक है। एंड दिस साइक्लिक एएमपी व्हाट इट डज इट, यहाँ पे सब आयन चैनल्स है, केटायन चैनल्स है, इनको ओपन कर देगा, बेसिकली सोडियम चैनल्स, कैल्शियम चैनल्स एंड पोटेशियम चैनल्स को ओपन करेगा, ठीक है। सो दिस, और उसके थ्रू आपके ऑब्वियसली फिर इफेक्ट्स आएंगे। नाउ बिफोर कमिंग ऑन टू दैट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये ओडोरेंट पहुंचता कैसे ओडोरेंट रिसेप्टर्स पे, सी, whenever we are breathing or sniffing, right, so what happens, these odorants, they enter into your nasal passages। अब वो nasal passage में पहुंचे and they'll reach that area of your olfactory mucosa या olfactory epithelium वाला एरिया पे पहुंचेगा, ठीक है। अब जब वो वहां पे पहुंचा, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट हैपेंस इज, जो ये ओडोरेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स है, दे विल गेट डिसॉल्व्ड इन द म्यूकस, and mucus में we have these odorant binding proteins। तो these odorant binding proteins क्या करेंगे, ये अपने odorant molecule से bind हो जाएंगे, right। so when they bind, और ये क्या करते हैं, these proteins they help, they kind of guide these odorant molecules towards the receptor, either वो receptors की तरफ लेके जाएंगे या फिर receptors से दूर लेके जाएंगे बाद stages में। so we sniff, odorant जो है nasal passage में पहुंचते हैं, it gets dissolved in the mucus, mucus में we have odorant binding proteins जो कि उनसे bind हो जाते हैं, and these odorant binding proteins they facilitate the diffusion of your odorants towards or away from the receptors। तो and उसके बाद क्या होता है, उसके बाद this is the flow chart, that is your, when the odorant molecules binds to its receptor in the cilia, then the alpha subunit breaks away from the G protein complex and it activates your adenyl cyclase, and this converts your intracellular ATP into your cyclic AMP, that is a cyclic adenosine monophosphate, and this cyclic AMP it causes the opening of your cation channels, and thus जब ये कैटायन चैनल्स ओपन होंगे, सोडियम और कैल्शियम इनसाइड मूव करेंगे, एंड ऑब्वियसली पोटेशियम का तो इफ्लक्स होगा, राइट। सो बट इनसाइड जो पॉजिटिव आयंस है वो ज्यादा आ रहा है, राइट। सो द इनवर्ड डायरेक्टेड पॉजिटिव आयन करंट, उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, जो सेल होगा वो जब पॉजिटिव सेल के अंदर आएगा, राइट, पॉजिटिव चार्ज अंदर आएगा तो सेल लेस एंड लेस नेगेटिव होगा, तो काइंड ऑफ डीपोलराइज होगा, राइट। सो it leads to the production of your graded receptor potential. जैसे कि हर receptors में होता है, first there is graded receptor potential, and if the stimulus is sufficient for the receptor potential to exceed its threshold, then an action potential is triggered. ठीक है, जैसे कि और receptors में हो रहा था, ठीक है, sensory receptors जो general senses के थे उसमें भी first there was generation of your graded receptor potential, right? वो जब it used to exceed the threshold तब action potential trigger होता है. तो same concept है, but this is the mechanism by which we are acting. These odorant receptors are your G protein coupled receptors, and they work via your adenyl cyclase cyclic AMP second messenger system. ठीक है, जब आप endocrine cover करोगे तब आपके बाकी mechanisms भी cover होंगे, right? So this is your olfactory transduction. This is how the things work. Now moving on to the next part, that is your olfactory sensory pathway. तो अभी तक हमें जो पता है that is कि olfaction के लिए we had these odorant receptors. They were present in the cilias of the olfactory receptor cells या फिर olfactory sensory neurons. And in olfactory receptor cells से जो axons unmyelinated axons जाते हैं, they are the olfactory nerve fibers. And ये जो unmyelinated neurons है, axons है, they'll pass through this cribriform plate of your ethmoid bone and they'll go to this olfactory, this part over here, this is known as olfactory bulb. Basically जो olfactory bulb होता है, it is a ovoid structure which is present on the underside of your frontal lobe. ब्रेन में जो frontal lobe है उसमें नीचे की तरफ you have these olfactory bulb. So this olfactory bulb, it has main two type of cells. We have a mitral cells and we have tufted cells, TUFTED. Mitral cells and tufted cells. These are present in your olfactory bulb. Okay? And we have some interneurons. And these interneurons are inhibitory. First is your granule cell and we have your periglomerular cell. So if you can see in this diagram, the axons which are coming from your olfactory receptor cells, they are synapsing with the dendrites of your mitral cells. इस diagram में दिखा नहीं है, but यहाँ पे tufted cells भी होंगे, उसके भी dendrites से they synapse these axons. So in a way, they are forming a cluster of nerve endings, right? So this is known as your this cluster of nerve endings is known as your olfactory glomerulus. यहाँ पे भी glomerulus होता है, right? Kidney में भी होता है, यहाँ पे भी होता है. Kidney में it is the cluster of capillaries. यहाँ पे it is your cluster of nerve endings. That is your axons of these olfactory receptor cells and dendrites of your tufted and mitral cells. And if you see in this diagram, ठीक है, you can see कि एक glomerulus में बहुत सारे axons terminate हो रहे हैं, right? But mitral और tufted cells एक या दो ही है, एक, ठीक है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं है. But जो आपके axons आ रहे हैं वो बहुत सारे आ रहे हैं. But if you note over here, ठीक है, all the axons, ठीक है, they are from the same type of olfactory receptor. So one glomerulus is kind of specific for the same type of olfactory receptor. ठीक है, जैसे यहाँ पे ग्रीन वाले सारे इस जगह है और ये जो दूसरा कलर जोन सा भी है, राइट, उसका एक जगह पे टर्मिनेट हो रहा है. ठीक है, सो अ glomerulus is specific for one type of odorant receptors. ठीक है, and you can see we have these periglomerular cells. This PG is your periglomerular cells and this GR is your granule cells. T is your tufted cells, M is for your mitral cells and OG is from your olfactory glomerular cells. This is a diagram from a guide, genome. Okay. So if you'll see this periglomerular cells, these are your inhibitory interneurons. So ये क्या है? These are connecting your adjacent glomerulus. These are connecting your adjacent tufted or mitral cells. So what will happen is जब भी आपका axons excitatory input लाएंगे, right? Axons अपना action potential propagate करेंगे, तो mitral और tufted cells they get warm.
they'll also get excited, and then what will happen? They will in turn excite the granule cells or the periglomerular cells. तो उसकी वजह से क्या होगा? And these are your inhibitory cells. तो what will they do? ठीक है, एक एक्साइटेटरी सेल एक इनहिबिटरी सेल को एक्साइट करता है, तो इनहिबिटरी सेल एडजेसेंट वाले सेल को क्या करेगा? इनहिबिट करेगा, राइट? So when it is inhibiting the adjacent glomerulus, so what will happen? It will kind of help in your enhancement of your contrast, right? जैसे कि lateral kind, it is a type of lateral inhibition, right? So it is a way of enhancing stimulus contrast. ठीक है? So it is a way of your enhancing stimulus contrast. काइंड ऑफ लेटरल इनहिबिशन हो रहा है इनकी वजह से, इनहिबिटरी इंटरन्यूरॉन्स की वजह से। दूसरी चीज व्हाट हैपेंस इज, आपने नोट किया होगा व्हेनेवर यू एंटर अ बेकरी, राइट, initially you get the strong aroma of those freshly baked cookies and breads, right? But after some seconds or minutes क्या होता है? You can't appreciate that aroma anymore. So that is because your receptors have gotten adapted. Basically what has happened is olfactory adaptation. So this is जैसे कि taste में हो रहा था, we also have olfactory adaptation. So the basis for it, first of all, is this one कि जो mitral or tufted cells excite होंगे, they'll excite the granule cells, right? And the granule cells will in turn inhibit them and the adjacent granules. So one basis is that. The other basis is the more important one. If you see in this diagram, this green one is the granule cell. ठीक है, these red are the effluents that is receiving. तो जो brain में जो olfactory areas होते हैं, they send out these nerve fibers, basically the efferent fibers via the olfactory bulb to the granule cells. Okay, so whenever there is an onset of any olfactory stimulus, so the CNS develops a strong feedback inhibition to suppress the relay of the signals. Basically क्या होगा? पहले olfactory stimulus पहुंचा, now the CNS में जो brain में जो centers है, ठीक है, they will stimulate these granule cells, and these granule cells, it is inhibitory, so it will in turn inhibit the mitral and the tufted cells. तो इन अ वे क्या होगा, तुम्हारा अब जो स्मेल के सिग्नल्स जो जा रहे थे वो सप्रेस हो जाएंगे. So that is what is happening is in your olfactory adaptation. First तो receptor adapt होता है, ठीक है. दूसरी चीज via these mechanisms also we have olfactory adaptation. ठीक है. So I hope this is clear. Okay. So we have this mechanism. First of all, उसमें granule cells को efferent fibers आते हैं and CNS relay back करता है, granule cells excite होते हैं, in turn वो mitral cells और tufted cells को inhibit करते हैं, तो बाकी के smell signals, action potentials और propagate नहीं होते हैं. ठीक है. Now अब इसके बाद कहाँ जाएगी, right? We talked about olfactory bulb. अब जो the dendrites जो है of the mitral and the tufted cells, they were forming that olfactory glomerulus with those axons, right? But जो ये mitral और tufted cells के axons होते हैं, they'll travel along this olfactory tract. इसका भी बाद में फ्लो चार्ट है, तो अभी बस डायग्राम को देखो, ठीक है. So it will travel along this part. This is known as olfactory tract, and यहाँ से it will go to the higher centers of the brain. And यहाँ पे चीजें थोड़ी complex हो जाती है, and most of your books, right, those standard textbooks are slightly differing in the matter, right? या कुछ चीजें they don't mention. So if you look over here, we have this anterior olfactory nucleus, right? So first of all, these axons are moving along these olfactory tract, and this olfactory tract में we have this anterior olfactory nucleus. यहाँ से what happens is, यहाँ से कुछ fibers they pass by the anterior commissure to the opposite side of bulb. So kind of contralateral side में move करते हैं. So we say that your smell or the pathway of olfaction, it is bilateral, right? Contrast lateral side में भी move हो रहा है, ठीक है. It is through this anterior olfactory nucleus. Anterior olfactory nucleus से कुछ fibers anterior commissure में जाके दूसरे side के bulb को पे पहुंच जाएंगे, ठीक है, तो दैट इज बायलेटरल। फिर बाकी चीज क्या हो रही है, दिस olfactory tract in this area, that this is your kind of the junction, anterior junction of your midbrain and your cerebrum, ठीक है। यहाँ पे it will split into two, if you see there, this is the medial stria, olfactory stria, this is your lateral olfactory stria, ठीक है। At the base of the brain or your at your anterior junction of midbrain and the cerebrum, this olfactory tract, it will split into two. We have a medial olfactory stria and your lateral olfactory stria. So this medial olfactory stria will, यहाँ पे this वाला area जो है, this is usually the area of your hypothalamus, ठीक है। तो medial जो olfactory stria होता है, it goes to your medial olfactory area, ठीक है। And this medial olfactory area, it lies just anterior, ठीक है, anterior है, right, just anterior to your hypothalamus. And basically it comprises of your cluster of nucleus, जिसमें से सबसे important is your septal nucleus, जो कि septal area में present होगा, ठीक है। काइंड ऑफ सेप्टल एरिया को या सेप्टल एरिया को भी मीडियल और फैक्ट्री एरिया कह देते हैं, बट as such your book hasn't as such mentioned, so they have just mentioned कि medial olfactory area is just a cluster of nucleus and उसमें से major important is your septal nucleus. And obviously this medial olfactory area, it will have connections with your hypothalamus and some part of limbic system also, ठीक है। So this is your medial olfactory stria का part. अब ये जो lateral olfactory stria है, it goes to your primary olfactory cortex या फिर olfactory cortex पे जाता है. So basically it goes into four areas. ये जो olfactory, there is a pyriform cortex, ठीक है, यहाँ वाला area. There is this olfactory tubercle वाला area, then amygdala वाला area, ये सारे लिम्बिक वाला पार्ट है, एंड देन एक एंटोराइनल कॉर्टेक्स वाला एरिया। ये चार चीजें, पायरिफॉर्म कॉर्टेक्स, olfactory tubercle, amygdala एंड एंटोराइनल कॉर्टेक्स, ये सब चारों काइंड ऑफ मिलके तुम्हारा प्राइमरी olfactory कॉर्टेक्स बनाता है, ठीक है। सो इफ यू मस्ट हैव नोटिस, यहाँ पे कहीं थैलेमस की अभी बात नहीं हुई, राइट। So that is because it is not necessary कि thalamus में projection हो. And again, this is a diagram from your genome. So in this, what we can see is mitral or tufted cell के axons, they are moving anterior olfactory nucleus से, slight changes में, anterior olfactory nucleus से contralateral olfactory bulb में जाएंगे via your anterior commissure. दूसरा, यहाँ से तो medial निकल जाएगा medial olfactory area की तरफ. ये जो lateral है, आगे जाएगा आपका olfactory tubercle, pyriform cortex, amygdala और entorhinal cortex में, and ये together form करते हैं your primary olfactory cortex, right? olfactory cortex. And now यहाँ से, ठीक है, olfactory cortex से आपके जो है कुछ axons, they can either directly go to the frontal cortex या फिर it can go through your thalamus, dorsomedial nucleus of the thalamus to your orbitofrontal cortex. So this is the whole pathway. First we start with the olfactory receptors which are present in the cilia. Then we move on to the olfactory nerve fibers, which are basically the axons from the olfactory receptor cells. Then these axons reach the olfactory bulb, and then after these, in this olfactory bulb, it is synapsing with the dendrites of your mitral and the tufted cells, right? And then the axons of these mitral and tufted cells, they'll move in the olfactory tract. And now this olfactory tract, inside the olfactory tract, is not mentioned in this slide, but inside this olfactory tract we have this your anterior olfactory nucleus, and from this anterior olfactory nucleus via the anterior commissure, the some fibers will go to the opposite contralateral olfactory bulb, and then as this olfactory tract is moving at the junction, anterior junction of your midbrain and the cerebrum, it will divide into your medial olfactory stria and the lateral olfactory stria. See, now the medial olfactory stria will move to your medial olfactory area, which lies just anterior to your hypothalamus, and it comprises of the group of nuclei, especially septal nuclei, and obviously it has connections with your hypothalamus. Now the thing to note is the functions of each area. क्यों ऐसे अलग अलग बता रहे हैं? Because सबका अलग अलग काम है, right? This medial olfactory area, it is responsible for your primitive responses to olfaction. Basically, whenever you smell food, right? ठीक है, अगर कुछ पसंद का बना है या कुछ भी है, आपको भूख लग रही है and we get a odor of some pleasant food, तो what happens? We start salivating, right? अपने आप saliva मुंह पे आता है, right? And we might start licking our lips. So these responses, these are the primitive responses of olfaction. ठीक है, responses to olfaction. तो ये medial olfactory area का काम है. ठीक है, these primitive responses, that salivation or licking of lips on the smell of some food, right, present food, that is your primitive responses. These are happening वैसे ही, ठीक है. And then, so that is corresponding to your medial olfactory area. अब जो lateral olfactory area था, it is lateral olfactory striata, it is going to your lateral olfactory area, right? अब इस lateral olfactory area में basically the axons are terminating in your pyriform cortex, olfactory tubercle, amygdala, and entorhinal cortex. These are your these together, where the majority is the pyriform cortex, but these together form your olfactory cortex. Right. So this lateral olfactory area, it is concerned with the automatic but partially learned control of food intake and aversion to toxic food. So that what does this mean? Partially but learned control of food. See, this means a habit. In a way, see, we all of us, we must have developed this habit of eating French fries with ketchup, right? So this is something now. It is in our kind of. It has become automatic. We see French fries, McD ka French fries. We all tend to have open the ketchup also, right? So this was initially it was learned, but now it is automatic. So that is the example of that automatic but partially learned control of food. Or similarly, some people might have this habit कि while returning to their home after a class or something, they will stop to a grocery store and buy some chocolate, right? And so that can also be an example of automatically but partially learned control of food intake. So that is that. And then aversion to toxic food. Supposing you had something, right? And what happened was in past you had something and you had a very bad experience with it. Like for me, once I had these golgappas from a side vendor, and I had a very bad case of diarrhea. I had it for a week. So now the even if I get a smell of that golgappa wala pani, I tend to avoid it. I want to like puke. So that is the aversion I have to those food. It might not be toxic for everyone, but I consider it toxic for me. So that is it is concerning to your lateral olfactory area. So the fibers which are ending to amygdala. See, amygdala is a part of your limbic system, right? So the fibers to the amygdala, they are responsible for your emotional responses to odor. Like in wildlife, right? Whenever a prey, it catches a smell of a predator, it can feel the fear and it will run away. It has become protective, but that is the emotional response. Because he smelled a predator, a prey smelled a predator, he'll feel fear and he'll tend to run away. So that is the emotional response to odor. So the pathway to amygdala is responsible for the emotional responses to odor. Similarly, like a newborn baby, if you must have noticed, like infant, usually if it is crying or something, newborn baby, especially if it is crying, so if you're holding it, it is crying. But if his or her mothers hold it will calm down because that newborn has recognized the smell or odor of his mother. So that is kind of emotional response to odor. Okay, so amygdala is responsible too. Similarly, this entorhinal cortex, it is concerned with your memory. So the pathway to this entorhinal cortex, it is concerned with your olfactory memories. So if you must have noticed, like if you go to some park and you smell the smell of grass, so in a way you are reminded of the past times when you used to play in that playground. Either you used to play soccer or cricket or anything. So kind of these are the olfactory memories. You might associate a smell of a person, and if you get a whiff of the same odor or the same perfume, you might be reminded of that person. So that is your olfactory memory. So the pathway to the entorhinal cortex, it is concerned with the olfactory memories. So amygdala se pathway was concerned with your emotional responses to odor, and entorhinal cortex wala pathway is concerned with your olfactory memories. And this whole lateral olfactory area, it is concerned with the automatic but partially learned control of food intake and aversion to toxic or unhealthy foods. And now besides these, see, this medial olfactory area is also considered primitive area. Take a primitive olfactory system, and this later is considered less old olfactory system. But besides that, we have these newer olfactory pathways. That is, from these primary olfactory areas, which are the fibers may directly go to the frontal cortex, or they might go to the orbitofrontal cortex via dorsomedial nucleus of thalamus. यहीं पे सिर्फ thalamus का रोल आता है, वैसे कहीं पे रोल नहीं आता है, right? So this neural olfactory pathway, it is concerned with your conscious perception and analysis of olfaction. Basically, now you can smell something, right? But how do you know the part which is responsible कि अच्छा ये तो कॉफी का स्मेल है या अच्छा ये तो केचप का स्मेल है. So that is this discrimination of various odors. It is occurring because of this new olfactory pathway. So this new olfactory pathway is responsible for your conscious perception and analysis of olfaction. Okay, so I hope this is clear. This is the whole olfactory pathway. Okay. Now coming on to the applied aspect. Okay, a small part about this. This is the last slide. वैसे we have anosmia, hypoosmia, parosmia, or dysosmia. Anosmia as in complete loss or absence of smell. Hypoosmia, that is hypo, that is reduction of sense of smell. Parosmia or dysosmia is the alteration in the character of smell. Now all of these things, see, अभी हमने पूरा pathway पढ़ा, right? अगर if there is nasal congestion, अगर कभी mucus जो वाला part है, right, nasal cavity में, उसका excessive build up है, it can be due to sinus infection or common cold. So what will happen? Tumhara odor, it will have difficulty in reaching those receptors, right? So in a way, it can result in either of the three. Besides that, so in nasal congestion due to sinus infection or common cold, it can result into all of these. Besides that, prolonged use of nasal decongestants. What are nasal decongestants? Basically, अगर ये nasal congestion हो रहा है, we use some drugs which are considered nasal decongestants. And how do they work? Basically, they decrease the flow of blood to your nasal mucosa. ठीक है? अब they are decreasing the flow of blood to your nasal mucosa, nasal decongestants, right? कुछ टाइम में if there is prolonged use, they will also cause the trophy of this nasal mucosa. So in a way, they will hamper the functioning of these olfactory epithelium. So that can also result on into either of the three. And then you know the pathway. You have that olfactory bulb, olfactory tract. अब कहीं भी if there is trauma, चाहे ethmoid bone में या orbit में trauma है, blunt trauma, तो it can damage your olfactory mucosa or the tract. या फिर अगर फ्रंटल लोब में कोई ट्यूमर है, राइट, इट कैन ऑल्सो कंप्रेस ऑन टू दैट ट्रैक्ट. ठीक है, सो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स बिसाइड्स दैट नोज की अलग अलग पैथोलॉजीज आ जाती है विच कैन अफेक्ट और हैम्पर योर पूरा पाथवे. सो उसकी वजह से वी कैन हैव अनोस्मिया, हाइपोओस्मिया, पैरोस्मिया और डिसोस्मिया. COVID-19 में also we have anosmia, right? And that has not something to do with the nasal congestion. Obviously, we get nasal congestion. Some of the people have the symptom of sneezing and everything, but that is not what is nasal congestion is not what is responsible for the anosmia in COVID. In COVID, what is happening is जो हमने we talked about that olfactory epithelium, right? It had three type of cells. We had this olfactory sensory neurons, and we have these supporting cells and the basal cells. So these sensory neurons, they don't have receptors for these this COVID-19, but जो supporting cells होते हैं, they have the receptors, that ACE2 वाला receptors of this COVID-19 virus वाला. So what happens is कि ये COVID-19 virus उन receptors से bind करता है and it damages those supporting cells, right? Kind of supporting cells अगर damage हो गए तो it kind of hampers the functioning of the cilia also. So इस वजह से we get anosmia because cilia में ही तो receptors है, ठीक है? And obviously they keep on regenerating, right? तो obviously the जो anosmia है, it is also transient, it is not permanent. Most of the cases में the people start recovering after 2 weeks and by 6 months तो सभी recover हो जाते हैं. वैसे तो 1 महीने में ही हो जाते हैं, right? So that is the basis of anosmia and COVID-19. That is due to your damage to the supporting cells, which in turn leads to the shrinkage of the cilia. जिसकी वजह से we see anosmia. Okay, and obviously it is temporary. Besides that, we have hyperosmia. Obviously, पहले hypo था, hyper is enhanced olfactory sensitivity, and it has been seen in your pregnant females. Okay. And then finally, you have olfactory hallucinations. It occurs as an aura in temporal lobe epilepsy. Basically, temporal lobe epilepsy होता क्या है? That is your seizures in your temporal part of brain. ठीक है, temporal lobe में seizures occur because of neurons की hyperactivity की kind of hyperactivity की वजह से होता है. तो अगर ये generalize हो सकता है, but इस case में it is only this hyperactivity is only occurring in your temporal lobe वाला part. So seizures आने से पहले this aura is kind of aura is a warning sign. Warning sign as in कि seizures आने वाले type का. It is an unfamiliar, unusual sensation type of thing. तो this aura it can be either visual hallucination हो सकता है, auditory hallucination होता है, olfactory hallucination जैसे कि इसमें दिखा हुआ है वो हो सकता है, या tactile hallucination या deja vu वाला symptom हो सकता है. Aura can be anything. That is just a warning sign जो कि किसी सीजर अटैक से पहले आना शुरू होता है, जस्ट पहले फील होता है. दैट इज एन अनयूजुअल फीलिंग. ठीक है. तो ऑल्फैक्टरी हेलुसिनेशन यूजुअली टेम्पोरल लोब एपिलेप्सी में जनरली जो कहते हैं द टाइप ऑफ ओडर यू फील इज बर्न्ड लेदर, जैसे कि लेदर को जला दिया हो, उससे जो गंदी सी स्मेल आती है, काइंड ऑफ दैट एक्ट्स एज अ ऑडिटरी हेलुसिनेशन. बेसिकली हेलुसिनेशन होते क्या? सी देयर इज अ थिंग नोन एज इल्यूशन. ठीक है, ये बिल्कुल ऑफ टॉपिक है, बट स्टिल there's a thing known as illusion and there's a thing known as hallucination. ठीक है. illusion होता है आपने एक रस्सी देखी और उसमें आपने उस रस्सी को सांप मान लिया. ठीक है, that is your illusion. hallucination हुआ कि आप वहां पे कुछ नहीं था, रस्सी नहीं थी, बट आपने सांप मान लिया. so there is बिल्कुल वहम जो कहते हैं, राइट? दैट इज योर hallucination. तो इट्स की वहां पे कहीं पे लेदर नहीं चल रहा, बट यू गेट द स्मेल ऑफ दैट. ठीक है, बिफोर एन टेम्पोरल लोब एपिलेप्सी. एंड नाउ व्हाई वी गेट इट, उसका एज सच कोई बेसिस नहीं है. ठीक है, पहले मैं बता देती हूँ. इट इज जस्ट दे हैव सीन कि टेम्पोरल लोब एपिलेप्सी में यूजुअली इट इज accompanied by all of these visual, tactile, olfactory, auditory सारे टाइप के hallucinations होते हैं. ठीक है. So I hope that's it for today. If you have any questions, so please post it. And before ending, okay, triggered. See what will happen if the trigeminal, see nasal mucosa अगर कभी irritate होती है तो we get a sneezing or nasal reflex. So that will occur. So we don't want that. ठीक है. अगर जैसे आपका ट्राइजेमाइनल वाला अगर बात करते हो ना, ट्राइजेमाइनल नर्व का जब आप क्रेनियल नर्व टेस्टिंग में पढ़ोगे तो वी हैव दिस कॉर्नियल कंजक्टिवल सेंसरी पार्ट भी होता है, मोटर पार्ट भी होता है, बट वी हैव दिस कॉर्नियल कंजक्टिवल और एक नेजल रिफ्लेक्स. उसमें क्या होता है, नेजल म्यूकोसा को अगर इरिटेट करोगे तो इट विल लीड टू दैट. Are there any more questions? Because I can't see anything.